Hey everybody, welcome back to Anthony's Horror More, and today we are catching up with the movies. This is a new segment I'm going to do. Basically, time goes by, I see some movies, watch some movies, but I don't always get a chance to discuss them, so I figure I can start doing the segments, catching up with the movies, and, kind of talk about them and everything. Actually, a buddy of mine, Side Hustle Cinema, here on YouTube. Go check out his channel. He's kind of the one that suggested maybe I should start kind of, talking about some of the movies that I've seen over, like some newer movies and stuff that I watch at the theater. Because I don't always, I don't really do reviews all the time. So he kind of suggested, maybe do like a video to kind of like let us know what you've seen, what did you like, what did you hate, blah, 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 stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I guess I should do that. So yeah, so I figure I'll catch you up on some of the movies that I've seen lately. And the first one, and some of these are old, some of these are new. So the first one is The Call, starring Halle Berry, Morris Chestnut, and Abigail Breslin. She's from Zombieland. She's been in Little Miss Sunshine. She's the little girl in Little Miss Sunshine in Zombieland. She's the Emma Stone's partner. I think her name was like Little Rock or something like that. Yeah, she's been in a ton of stuff. She was also in Signs. She was the little girl in Signs as well. A really good actress. And the main villain, this is one of those guys where you've probably seen him before, but you don't really recognize, you're not sure what else he's been in, but his name's Michael Eklund. He plays the psycho killer, serial killer type guy. But anyway, The Call is about a 911 operator who receives, her job is, people call her, for help and all that stuff. And one day she gets a call, from a girl who's probably like 16, 17, and there's like an intruder in the house. And I don't want to spoil anything, but basically that's where it starts with Halle Berry, kind of gets introduced to this guy. But later on after that call, there's a second call from a girl, and that's Abigail Breslin, who has been kidnapped, and she's been thrown in the back of a car by this, psychopath. And Halle Berry has obviously like dealt with this guy before. She's talked to him, she's talked to him briefly or whatever, heard him on the phone briefly with another call that she got before. So this girl, the guy checked her, the killer checked her for a cell phone, but she actually happened to have two cell phones on her because she had her friend's cell phone. So it's like, it's not like the killer's incompetent or whatever. Like, he did get one cell phone from her, but he didn't realize she had a second one. So she's calling from the trunk of a car. She's talking to Halle Berry, trying to, help, and basically Halle Berry's just trying to work it through, like, okay, is there anything in the trunk you can use? What does this guy look like? Do you know the color and make of the vehicle? Anything we can look for? And it's basically just like it's just one of those, like, it once after about the opening like 10 minutes or so, like once it gets going, it just keeps going, you know what I mean? It just don't stop. So it's really good. I like it. It's one of those movies that, it's a thrill ride. It's like an hour and a half thrill ride. It's rated R. It's not a hard R though. This is kind of back. This was made in 2013, and I think the MPAA may have put their little fucking fingers on it, and you know what I mean. Either that, or I could see this movie was maybe supposed to be PG-13. But then they ended up making it R. I don't know, but this isn't a hard R at all. I think they only use the F word like 2 or 3 times. And there is blood and stuff, but it's not overly gory. Like I said, it's 2013, so it's kind of like, But there were a lot of movies like that in like the 2000, like the like even throughout like the 2000s into the early 2010s or whatever, there were a lot of horror movies and stuff like that where it was like it's rated R but it's kind of a soft R, you know. If you're a horror fan, you know what I mean. If you're like a, you know, somebody who watches horror a lot, who loves horror, you know what I mean. It's like there's a hard R and then there's like a soft R, you know. I would say this is more of a soft R. But the thing I love about it is, like I said, keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's very interesting, very simple premise. And the guy who plays, you know, that guy, Michael Eklund, who plays the psycho, they don't even really show much of him for like the first 40 minutes of the film or so. You know, like the first like 30, 40 minutes, they barely even show, they kind of just show glimpses of his face and stuff like that. And then, you know, he doesn't speak a ton, but he kind of has these weird like mannerisms and things that he does. Like he kind of like, you know, he chatters his teeth, you know, like stuff like that, you know. Um, and you know, he's just got these little things, you know, these little quirks and stuff like that that kind of make the character like, oh, okay, it's interesting, you know, kind of like Anthony Perkins in Psycho kind of had his little ticks and his stutter and all that kind of stuff in there. Like this guy kind of tries to give his own little thing like that, which I thought was good. I thought he did a pretty damn good job. He definitely played like Psycho, because when things kind of started to unravel for him a little bit, he kind of got like shooken up, you know what I mean? But um you know, and it's definitely like there's like a sick and twisted thing with this guy. That's the other thing I really liked about this movie is they do explore why he is the way he is or whatever, like towards the end of the film, and it's pretty fucked up. It's really gross, you know. It's like it's one of those things where it's like, oh man, I kind of wish they had gone even deeper with it, like, you know. And I think if this was like a harder R and they really like, I bet you the original, you know, I haven't read the original script, you know, I don't know, or the original screenplay or whatever, but I bet that this movie wanted to go harder and weirder, but they just, you know, they wanted to keep it somewhat for general audiences. I don't know, but it goes into a dark enough place. Like it's cool. You'll see what I'm saying. It's definitely gets weird there towards the end. It gets really weird. It's like an episode of Criminal Minds or some shit, you know. So yeah, I thought that guy did a very good job. I thought the whole cast did a really good job. Abigail Breslin being in the trunk basically the entire movie or whatever, I thought she did a great job. Halle Berry's excellent in this movie. She's really good. Like, you know, Morris Chestnut, you know, he plays a cop in this movie. I thought he did a good job, even though he's not in it like a ton, but I thought he did good. The only thing about this movie that I think could have been better is I wish they had given the killer just a few, given him like a couple more moments, just like to speak and show us how crazy he is. Like I wanted to hear him speak more. You know, he's fairly silent throughout this whole thing. You know, so I just kind of wanted to hear from him a little bit more. But it's got a good ending. I like the ending, and I think it's a solid movie. I give this probably. I'd probably give it a solid like 7.5, you know, maybe an 8, just in terms of, because it's just fun, you know what I mean? Like it's just a fun thriller. It's just a good, you know, it's kind of like Unhinged, you know, with Russell Crowe. It's kind of had like those vibes to it, you know, because it's just like Halle Berry and like this operator police station type thing talking, and then it's just the, you know, Abigail Breslin in the trunk of the car, and it's just kind of like this, you know, kind of like, it's not a high speed chase, but it kind of feels like that. So yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed The Call. And yeah, check it out. Check out The Call. It's really good. So yeah, that's the first movie. The second movie that I want to talk about, and I've seen this movie once before, is No One Lives. No One Lives. This movie, I really can't talk about too much, because if I say, don't even read the synopsis on this movie. All you need to know is it's a hard R, a lot of blood, a lot of swearing, tits. Like, this is a hard R, you know what I mean? So without spoiling it, because I really can't say too much about this movie. I really just kind of need you guys to trust me and just go watch No One Lives. I can tell you Luke Evans is in it, and he's fucking fantastic. He's the main reason to watch this movie. The rest of the cast is fine. It's one of those casts where it's like, oh yeah, I've seen that person in this, and I've seen that person in that. Like the one chick in here is the girl that gets killed in the sleeping bag in Friday the 13th remake. She's the one that shows her big tits. She shows her tits in this too, but she gets killed in the sleeping bag when he sets it on fire. You know, he like ties her in it and then sets the sleeping bag on fire and gets fried. She's in this. But it's basically there's a couple, Luke Evans and this lady, and they're driving, they're moving, and these criminals show up, knock out Luke Evans, knock out the girl, try to steal their shit, like take their, their like U-Haul in the truck and all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of one of those type of, movies, and then Luke Evans and her kind of have to try to like, escape and get free, but there's more to it than that. But I can't say anything because I don't want to ruin anything for you. So there's definitely some twists and turns in this movie that make it really good. But I can't give away too much. All I can say is Luke Evans is amazing in this movie. Gives a phenomenal performance. It's a very fun movie, a very gory movie. And it came out in 2012. I told you I was on like a 2000s kick, last night. I don't know. I was just going like, or a 2010s kick, I should say, because this is 2012. The call was 2013, so I don't know. I was on a 2010s kick, I guess. But yeah, this movie is great. Definitely a high recommend. No One Lives is the name of the movie. Definitely check it out. Don't read the synopsis. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to say. So No One Lives. I rented on demand for $3.99. Let me see where it's available. Of course, it's not going to say. Usually it will tell me where it might be available. This one you might have to rent on demand. I know you can get the Blu-ray for $12.99 on Amazon, which isn't bad. Blu-ray. Try Hamilton Books, maybe you can get it cheaper, but on Amazon you can get the Blu-ray for $12.99, or you can just rent it on demand. Either way, you know what I mean? It's worth checking out though. It's really good. And The Call, I think it said The Call was on Netflix when I looked it up before. I think it's on Netflix, I'm pretty sure. That Blu-ray is only $6.99 on Amazon though. So if you want to just buy The Call, I mean, it's $6.99, so it's about as much, if you watch it twice, you've already made more than your money back. You know what I mean? So it's worth it. I think that one's, both of these are great. This one, No One Lives, I think I'll give it about the same, like a 7.5, 8. When I say 8, I know that's like really overhyped, like it's hyped. You know what I mean? It's like, so like, oh, an 8's like real, but I do think it's that good. I think the downfall of No One Lives, I would say, is some of the dialogue between the criminals is a little like, it's like surface level, like very like kind of generic, but they're just dumb criminals or whatever, so who cares? You know what I mean? Like, they're fine. They're serviceable, but it's like some of the dialogue I think could have been a little sharper. You know what I mean? Maybe it needed to be smoothed out just a little bit more, but it's not bad. Yeah, that's really about my only complaint is like, the writing, it just could have been written a little tighter, but I thought they did a great job with this movie. I really did. Once again, it's another movie that doesn't stop. It just gets going. It's just, you know what I mean? It has like kind of a similar thing, little short opening, but even the opening's thrilling too. So it's like, most of this movie is pretty thrilling. It really doesn't let up. So yeah, No One Lives. Check that one out. $12.99 on Amazon. Get the Blu-ray. Whatever. It's fun. I think you'll love the movie. Trust me. Just don't look up anything about it. I'm telling you. Don't look up anything about it. All right. What is the next one we have here? Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. This one was a first time watch for me. And I heard that this movie wasn't so great, but I watched it anyway. You Should Have Left, starring Kevin Bacon, and it was in 2020. Came out in 2020, it's rated R, and it is an hour and 33 minutes, but it feels longer. It does feel longer. I'm not gonna lie to you, it feels longer than that. This is a very slow burn movie. It's a haunted house movie. It's a haunted house movie. This one I just so it's directed well. It looks good. The house is cool. It's creepy, you know. Yeah, it's got good atmosphere. It's fine, you know. It's got decent atmosphere. It takes place in Wales. Well, they move from California and they go to Wales, so it's basically in Wales the whole time, or most of the time. And then, you know, weird stuff starts happening in the house. Kevin Bacon starts losing track of time. Has a little bit of Shining vibes to it. You know, a little bit of The Shining in there. I can see what they're, you know, just a little bit of that. God, the acting was really good. The little girl in this was phenomenal. Avery T.U. Essex. Hopefully I'm saying that name. Avery Essex. Phenomenal. She was really good. She was a really good child actress. She was very good. And Amanda Seyfried, you know, who was in Ted 2. She was like the new love interest in Ted 2. She's really good. I like her, actually. You know, and she's super cute too. I love those big eyes that she's got. I know they made fun of that in Ted 2 or whatever, but I actually do like her big eyes. Yeah, she's super cute, but she's also a really good actress. I thought she did a great job. Everybody did a good job. It was just the writing of the script. It's just not. It's only an hour and a half, and it felt like 2 hours. It really did. You know, it doesn't keep you invested enough throughout the course of the movie. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's just that you can check it out. It's only an hour and a half. It's okay. I don't think it's like the worst movie I've ever seen or anything. It's kind of boring, you know. And the payoff at the end, I don't know. I just didn't think it was really that worth it. I kind of even figured it out a little bit beforehand. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, you know. But it's Kevin Bacon, so I really like Kevin Bacon, you know. So I don't know. I would give this like a 5 out of 10. You know, like a 5 out of 10. Very middle of the road. Has some good qualities, but then it's kind of boring. So it's like kind of right there in the middle of the road. I rented this one on demand as well. It was like, $4. So it was a good one and done watch. I'm glad I didn't buy it. I don't think I'll ever watch it again. So it's, one and done. But, had to try it. Sometimes you got to watch some of these new movies, whatever. You got to, like I said, I like to give movies the opportunity for me. I've heard that this movie sucked from other people, but I still wanted to watch it myself and review it and talk about it. So, yeah, so 5 out of 10, You Should Have Left, 5 out of 10, Kevin Bacon, Amanda Seyfried, check it out if you want. I mean, it's all right. Middle of the road. Alrighty then, and then we're moving on to Nope. I saw Nope actually a while ago. I think like a month or so ago, I'd say I saw Nope. I liked Nope. I thought it was pretty good. I guess I don't know. I mean, it's been a month. I don't know if I should spoil this or not, but it was... If I do, I'll say spoiler warning, but for right now, I'll just talk about it. It was good. It was a good little, kind of weird alien, like alien abduction type movie, kind of, it's going around taking people and things and stuff like that without spoiling it, but, the problem with this movie is like Daniel Kaluuya. It stars Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, Brandon Perea, Michael Wincott, Stephen Yeun. You know, those are the main. But the main two are Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer. You know, it's kind of good. Keith David's in this too. You know, from The Thing. You know, it's good. It was once again, this movie is directed very well. It looked good. The acting was great. The cinematography, like all the way, you know, the way Jordan Peele directs. Oh, I forgot to say the directors for the other movie now. But the way Jordan Peele, like, you know, frames his shots, and you know, the way you see like the, you know, UFO, spaceship, whatever, you know, the thing, you know, the thing in the sky, you know, like flying through the clouds and kind of all that stuff is, you know, and how you kind of only see it like out of your like peripheral vision kind of thing. Like, I thought all that was really cool. Keke Palmer, I'm not gonna lie, she kind of annoyed the shit out of me. You know, she did. She kind of annoyed the shit out of me. I mean, she was okay, but it was just too much with the. She's just obnoxious in this movie, you know what I mean? And I get it, because, you know, Daniel Kaluuya is like the strong, silent type, and she's supposed to be like the funny one, you know, but it just, you know, so he's like, yeah, it just wasn't, but I just didn't like it. She wasn't funny to me, she was just more annoying, you know, so that part of the movie, because she's in it the whole time, it was, and she had the, you know, she spoke the most, you know, so I don't know, that just kind of took me out of it. Yeah, I really didn't like her character, and honestly, they didn't and this movie's, how long is this movie? It's 2 hours and 10 minutes. But I'll be honest, it just didn't seem like they really developed those characters. Like, you understand them, you get their motivations enough, but I just feel like the chemistry, like because they play brother and sister, I should say, in the movie. It wasn't there though. They didn't feel like brother and sister. Like I wasn't getting any of these vibes. I wanted more, like more dialogue between the two of them, more something. It just wasn't clicking, you know. It just wasn't clicking for me with them, but. Stephen Yeun was great in this. I really like Stephen Yeun from The Walking Dead. He's Glenn in The Walking Dead. I thought his story, he's got a backstory, which is actually really fucking good, and you know, pretty scary actually. Like what happens with him when he was a child and everything. I'm like, I want that movie. That's actually kind of the movie I wanted out of this. I didn't hate what they were giving us out of Nope, but I just, you know, I wasn't thrilled with it either. It was okay, you know. There's a lot to like about it, but there was a lot that was, God, there were some cool shots in this though. There were some really cool shots. There's like this one scene. You know, mild spoiler, I guess, but there's like this, I won't say too much, but there's like this like bloody house just filled with blood and stuff all over it. I thought that was really cool looking. That was oh my God, that was so cool. I don't know. It was good, but once again, I don't see myself rewatching this again. Maybe I should rewatch it one more time though, just to make sure. I'll probably buy it on physical media, but just, you know, I might wait for a sale, because it was good. But I prefer Get Out and Us to Nope. I'd rather watch Get Out or Us than this. You know, and I think I'm in the minority with it. I think most people, you know, the majority like Get Out, but then they would probably put this second and then Us last. But Us is so weird and different and just kind of fun and has a lot. There's just more there. I know they don't explain some of the weird stuff enough in Us, but I don't mind it being kind of ambiguous or whatever. It was just good. It was good, but you know, once I don't feel like, oh, I gotta rewatch this again. You know. Like, I'm dying to rewatch this. Like, no, it was good, but it was a fine one and done, you know. I definitely liked it better than the Kevin Bacon movie, though. So I would probably give this like a 6 out of 10. I'll give this like a 6 out of 10. Yeah, 6 out of 10, you know. Nope. It's going to be coming to physical media fairly soon. I think sometime this month is in September, so maybe go out and buy that one, check it out for yourself, or wait for a sale, whatever, but yeah, it was okay, I like Jordan Peele though, because at least it was different. It was a different type of movie. Um, you know, the thing that that it turns out being like up in the sky. You know what I mean? That whole thing. It was fine. It was cool. It was like an interesting reveal or whatever, but it didn't blow me away or anything. It was just okay. And the design of it was fine. I mean, you know what I mean? It was all right, but nothing spectacular. This is how I feel about it. But I still hope Jordan Peele keeps doing his thing. I hope he keeps making these weird, different types of stories like this. I don't want him to give up on that. I think he does a good job. I like that he comes up with these ideas like in his head and puts them to script, and I like that. It's creative. So just keep being creative, Jordan Peele, please. I don't want you to, don't start doing, you know what I mean, like, all these franchises and all that. I like that he does his own thing. So that's cool, And the last movie, which I saw today, actually, was Beast. Yeah, Beast was actually really good. I really enjoyed this movie. I, you know, I thought this was a recommend actually from Brian Goes Blue and Coco 2. The channel's Brian Goes Blue, and Coco's his girlfriend on there. So go check out Brian Goes Blue. He did a review on this movie. Like kind of blog style or whatever, like, or right out of the movies, kind of talking about it, him and his girlfriend or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, I kind of want to go check this movie out. And it stars Idris Elba, and it's not a huge cast. It's just Idris Elba, couple kids, and the guy from, I was trying to look up his name, but of course this pulled up like something really weird. I pulled up Beast on IMDb, but like it's showing like a different cast starring for the movie. It's not showing the right cast. I wonder if it's showing like another cast for like a similar name movie or something. It's so weird. But it stars the other guy. I forgot his name. He's from District 9. I'm gonna look him up right now because he's really good. Oh, there it is. Charlton Copley. He was in District 9. He's the main guy that's like turning into the alien towards the end and all that stuff. He was also Murdoch in the A-Team. Really good actor. He was also the villain Kruger in Elysium with Matt Damon. He's been in a lot of stuff. But yeah, he was excellent in this. Really good. Him and Idris Elba both did a really good job. And the two child actors were good too. Both the actresses. I thought they both did a really good job. They were believable, The older sister was a bit obnoxious at times. I could see, I know other people kind of complained about that too or whatever, but she didn't take me out of it. She was just, I don't know, they're kids, what are you going to do? She was the older of the two, so she should have been a little bit smarter, but I get it, you know what I mean? Once again, you probably could have written this to be taken a little bit more time and really kind of smoothed out the script, but for what it was, I thought it was fine. I thought it was pretty good. But anyway, it's about Idris Elba is the father of these, he's got two daughters. The mom passed away from cancer, and they're flying out to Africa because the mother is from Africa. And I think he's also from there. Yeah, I believe he was also from there originally. And they're, flying back out, and he wanted to show his daughters, where she came from and everything. And, and he took him on like his friend Charlton Copley, the guy from District 9 and all that stuff. He is kind of like their tour guide slash like best friend. Like, he knows Idris Elba for, he's known him for a long time, and he knew, his wife, his late wife, and all that. So, they're crashing at his house, and then he's going to kind of guide them through give them a little safari tour kind of a thing. And basically what happens is there are these poachers out there, and they kill this pride of lions, except for one, who is now seeking revenge on basically any human that comes around him. So of course Idris Elba and the family and everybody happen to stumble across the lion, and get into a little accident. The car breaks, blah, and they're kind of stuck, in the middle of the safari or whatever, at the mercy of this lion that just wants to kill every human in sight. And I thought it was really good. It's a good animal attack movie. I thought the lion looked really good. They did a good job of camouflaging the CGI with shadowing and nighttime scenes, and even during the day when you got a close-up look at it, I thought it looked really good. I did. I thought it looked very good. Very passable, I mean, obviously you can tell it's a CGI lion or whatever, but it's not that bad. It's not like Sci-Fi Channel bad or anything like that. I thought they did a fairly good job on it. And I just love the design of the lion, actually, because it has like blood on the bottom half of its mane and all of its fur down there, like just blood by its mouth and everything, and it's just kind of dirty and raggedy looking, because it's just been out killing people. It doesn't matter if they're good or bad or whatever. It killed poachers. It killed a whole town of just innocent women, children, men, just, good people or whatever. It's just killing whoever crosses its path. And, yeah, it was just, really fun thrill. Like I said, there's a couple parts that, you're going to be like, if you take this movie too seriously, you're going to roll your eyes at it, so if that's the type of moviegoer you are, where everything has to be perfect and you can't just sit down and just enjoy a fucking movie and have fun with it, then don't go see Beast. But if you can kind of shut your brain off, enjoy a movie for what it is, have fun with it, it's a good thrill ride. It definitely keeps you on the edge of your seat. This is a good theater experience. I'm glad I caught it in theaters. I'll definitely buy it when it comes out. I might wait for a sale, but I'll buy it when it comes out for sure. Solid, but this is like a solid, I'd be fine spending like $15 on the Blu-ray or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It's like one of those. Like, I'll rewatch it at some point, So yeah, I thought it was really good. I definitely go check it out. Go check it out in the theaters. It's going to be out in theaters, I'm sure, for at least probably like a couple more weeks or so. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure when it came out to theaters. I feel like it's already been out in theaters for a couple of weeks now. Movies go from theaters straight to like Blu-ray and 4K and DVD and all that so fast now. I can't even keep up. It's just crazy. But I thought it was a good theater experience. I really did, because there's like a lot of nighttime scenes, and all of a sudden the lion just pops out and gets people, and yeah, I thought that was cool. So it's an R. I would say there's a little bit of bad language, but not too bad. It's really rated R for like the blood and everything. And it's pretty gruesome. Like, there's some good, like, you know what it is? There's not a lot of killings on screen. It's a lot of like aftermath killings. You know what I mean? Like, you'll see a guy come and he'll have claw marks in his neck and he'll be holding it and just bleeding out. You'll see people bleeding out all over the place, but you don't really see a lot of it on screen. You might see somebody get like tackled really quick or mauled or whatever, but it's very fast. You don't really see it. Maybe because it would have been too expensive to shoot that, to show like the CGI lion like tearing somebody up or whatever. It probably would have cost more money, This is when some good animatronics come in really handy, though. They would have used more practical effects and animatronics back in the day, like, in the 80s or 90s, but now it's all CGI, but still, it looks good, and you do get to see Idris Elba kind of go toe-to-toe with this guy, and it looks solid. It really does, They duke it out a little bit, and yeah, it's really more about, like, there, like I said, there are some good kills, but it's kind of like the aftermath. But it's really just about the tension, the buildup of the tension in this movie. That's really what it's about. And I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I highly recommend Beast. I give Beast. I give Beast a 7, 7.5, somewhere around there, somewhere around that point. You know, and really, because it's a fun ride. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not reviewing these movies like they're supposed to be fucking Pulp Fiction or Shawshank Redemption or, you know, Raging Bull. I'm not rating these movies like that. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta take a movie for what it is and what it's trying to do. And I think for what it was trying to do, I give it a solid 7, 7.5. I mean, yeah, I think it accomplished that. I think with tighter writing, you know, tighter script and maybe showing more of the kills on screen instead of off screen, blah, 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 like stuff like that, I think would have, you know, raised the score up higher for me. But, you know, maybe some of the characters don't make some kind of silly decisions, dumb decisions, whatever, but I can forgive it. You know, it's still a fun ride. And, you know, it drives me nuts when people get all angry about that, because honestly, there are so many movies. I can point out some of your best movies and be like, if you really took somebody and they really analyzed movie, even the movies like Interstellar and like all these kind of movies, if you really had somebody go down and break those movies down, they'd probably be like if you had Neil deGrasse Tyson or somebody like that, you know, like examine some of these movies that are about space and everything. I'm not saying Interstellar is not accurate, whatever, you know, I'm just saying, but if you had somebody kind of break some of these down, you know, they would be like, oh, that's bullshit. You fucking can't. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. That can't happen in space. This can't happen. Like, if you really broke the, you know, movies down or whatever, you can poke holes in just about anything, you know. Take movies for what they are and what they're trying to give you. You know what I mean? Stop expecting every fucking movie to be like I said, you know what I mean? Like I said, like these like classic, you know, it's just some movies you just go to watch for fun. And I think this one was well done. It was fun. It gave me that, you know, it was good movie theater, you know, experience. Shove some fucking popcorn in your face and just have fun with it, you know. Because the writing wasn't that bad. Like, this isn't, I'm not saying, because I know some people will say, like, well, you probably like all the Fast and the Furious movies then, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? People always say that type of shit. No, there's a difference between, because there's good action movies that are done very well, and then there's shitty action movies like the last couple Fast and the Furious movies, which, by the way, if you like them, that's cool. You know what I mean? It's not, but there is, you know, because everybody has their own taste or whatever, but there is a difference between like Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, Cliffhanger, and then like the last couple fucking Fast and the Furious movies. Like, I understand that, you know what I mean? Like, you can compare those type of things, but you know, you can't, like, you know, because like there are action movies like Die Hard, Cliffhanger that have good like dialogue and they're witty and good action and good set pieces and stuff like that, and then you just have like Fast and the Furious 9, which is just CGI all over the place, just people fucking, it's just so unrealistic because people falling out of cars, they're not dying, they're fucking getting hit by cars, not that they're falling off cliffs and fucking, they're basically superheroes at this point. I like the first, like, I like most of the Fast and like, I think the first 6 are really solid. You know, there is some goofy shit in there, but I think those first 6 are all pretty damn solid. And then after that, it starts to get crazier and crazier, and it's just becomes, you can't suspend disbelief anymore. With a movie like Beast and the Lion, because people were saying like, oh my god, he's punching the lion, he's kicking the lion would have killed him. I'm like, dude, well, what else are you fucking gonna do? You're gonna defend yourself. You know what I mean? Like, they say if you punch a shark in its fucking, you know, nose area, like its face, the front of its face or whatever, they usually will go away or whatever. So you're gonna defend yourself. And by the way, the fight at the end with the lion makes more sense in context. You know, spoiler alert here, for, you know, just for a second. Spoiler alert for, you know. But the end where Idris Elba is fighting the lion's already been set on fire partially. It survived like a fire. It's I think it got stabbed a couple times by Idris Elba, and I think it may have even been shot, you know, or whatever. You know, it's been injured a lot. it's had a lot of injuries. So this lion isn't like full blown like at it like at its top game. You know what I mean? So Idris Elba, for one thing, is a huge human being. I think he's like 6'3", 6'4", fucking giant muscle bound human being or whatever. I know he's just playing a dad in this, but he's still a big guy. So yeah, it's like, it's more believable because the lion is seriously wounded by this point and very tired and stuff too, because it's been like out hunting and killing people like for the last like few days, and it's just been nonstop day and night killing or whatever. So it's probably very tired and weak as well. And then, and then Idris Elba obviously at the end, spoilers again, but gets some help from like the other lions and stuff, which I thought was cool. And so it wasn't even just him. So it's like, when people are talking about like, oh, it's so unbelievable, and so it's not that crazy, like, because they do make it somewhat believable. Let's not go that crazy. It's not like Fast and the Nine or Fast and Nine, where they're like literally in space in the car, like flying up the fucking space in that car. Like that's crazy. Him fighting this lion or whatever and getting a few stabs in, a few shots, and the lion tore Idris Elba's ass up too. I mean, shit, it almost damn near did kill him. You saw the aftermath of what happened with him. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, sorry, I went on a little rant there, but I just, people are just they're so harsh on some of these movies. Some I get, but some it's like, let's ease up a little bit. You know what I mean? So anyway, that was catching up with the movies. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the little rant there for a second. And, I really appreciate you guys watching. Yeah, please let me know what you think down in the comments. Have you seen any of these movies? What do you think? Do you like The Call? Do you like No One Lives? Do you like that shitty, not shitty, but that kind of boring Kevin Bacon movie? I already forgot the name of it. Nope, Beast. Did you like those movies? Let me know what you thought. Please hit the thumbs up button. Oh, I also wanted to say thank you very much for, I hit 50K subscribers, or 50K. Sorry. I just knocked off my fucking camera. Oh my god. 50K subscribers. Get the fuck out of here. Not 50K subscribers. I hit 50 subscribers. I hit 50 subscribers, so I just wanted to thank you guys. God, I laughed so hard I knocked my fucking camera off. I hit 50 subscribers, so I appreciate that. It took a long time just to get to 50 or whatever. I really appreciate it. I appreciate anyone who sits down, just listens to me ramble on, talk about movies. I think it's cool. But yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys. It's been a lot of fun making these videos on YouTube. I want to continue to make them, continue to talk about movies. I love talking about movies. I like interacting with you guys, in the comment section, and, it's just been a lot of fun. So, this is Anthony's Horror and More, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace out.